Previously on David Frankal. So here we are at Budapest airport at the beginning of what might be my longest video ever, since we're spending 2 weeks here in Budapest. We're also going to the Balaton and Pécs. Hello and welcome back. We're now going to take the train to the Balaton from Déli pályaudvar. In order to get there, we're taking this tram to Blaha and then the metro to Déli pályaudvar from there. And here we are at Balatonalmádi. The train continues to Frankal. So we have our 3 drinks here: orange, lime and lemonade, which are very nice, from our favourite store that we get from every year. In any case, this year we bought one of each, so Dad is going to test which one it is, and we're going to see if he can guess without looking, just from tasting. Go on.
Lime. Orange.
Oh, just.
Orange.
Okay, number 2.
Lemon.
Yeah, okay, you got it. But it's not as obvious. You want some of the lime as well, don't you? It's not as obvious as you thought, because he was like, oh, it's going to be so obvious.
Lime.
But you thought for a second the orange was lime. So, yeah. It's a bit like Good Mythical Morning. Now Mum's turn, okay. This time let's not tell her them during Wild Clips then. So your guess for this one is?
It's
Lime.
okay. Next one.
Lime. You're so triste. Lemon.
Yeah.
Don't. You're opening your eyes. What are you doing? And this concludes our. Actually, no. You're gonna do it on me. You hold it. Don't give me any twice. Just one of each once, okay?
Okay. Some palinka.
Yeah. Go on. Lime. Don't tell me. I'm guessing that was lime. Orange. Lemon, yeah. And quite lime, right?
Yes.
Good. So this concludes our lemon, lime and orange taste test for today. Hello and welcome back. Today is Monday, the 17th of August, and it's my birthday. Way! To celebrate, we're going to go over to Balatonfenyves to see a narrow gauge railway. In order to get there, we're going to be driving to Tihany, and we're going to get a ferry from Tihany to the south part of the Balaton, the south shore. And from where the boat goes, then we're going to drive to Balatonfenyves. I did try and convince him to go by train, but I failed. So, oh well. Right. And here we are on the boat, leaving Tihany.
Happy birthday.
Go away. We're now going to cross the Balaton in the shortest.
Was fighting for you for 2 hours.
In the shortest stretch of the river between the coasts. We suspect there's going to be a storm later, so we might not be able to cross back by boat. On our way back, we might have to drive round.
Mommy, the old Balaton.
So there's Tihany, and there's the Tihany River, the boat. This is like a car ferry, but it also carries people. And there's the other side. And here we are at Santod River, which is this the first time I've been to the south side of the Balaton? No, they said we have done this before, but it's certainly the first time in a long time that I've been to the south half of the Balaton.
Take a shot at that beautiful building with the Santod River, the neon writings. It's a beautiful 1970s leftover. It's just so gorgeous.
Are you picking up my London Euston humor there, Mum?
Hi, David.
Are you picking up my London... Mum? Where are you going? So here we are off the boat in Santod, on the south side of the Lake Balaton, the Daily part. So here we are at the narrow gauge railway at Balatonfenyves station. It's actually an interchange station. You can see MAV station over there. And the narrow gauge rail is actually run by MAV. It's not a private company or anything. It is literally part of the national rail, although it's obviously not quite a mainline rail service, as you can see. But this is all proper interchange. This is the station for both. So we just ate at this nice restaurant, unfortunately. Oh, Janet. It's been raining quite heavily, but it's indoors, so we'll be okay. And we are off.
Ott az izé alatt felbontottak egy levelet az interjú alatt, és kiolvasta a riporternő a levelet, tehát az önés alatt, tehát ennél a Juditnál is ott volt egy csomó nevezeti rajtozó levelet. Ő se gondolkodott, hogy ezek hova is Tudikém, sajátodat légy szíves.
Még önnek is van jegye?
Nem hiszem, hogy van, de egyet odaadtam. Ezért a menettértit kértem le.
Igen, ez is vissza.
Jó, különszerűen vissza.
De én nem, csak a Rodnot hallottátok meg, de én a Rodnot innen. Rodnot innen.
Na de ez azért érdekes, mert még most is derülnek ki ebben az interjúban bizonyos értelemben nem nagy újdonság, de nagyon komoly részlet.
So here we are at the terminus, the end of the line. There's a passing loop here, with which the locomotive is going to come down.
Várj, nem fényképezed le a mozdony?
I'm videoing it, it's even better.
De onnan te?
Yeah. Very much see it. And we're off on our way back. So you can see a great view of the passing loop here as I head backwards. So the station is called Somorszentpál. Somogy centipál. Igen?
Somogy Szentpál, igen.
Somogy centipál. There you go.
Jegyeket, bérleteket kérem ellenőrzésre.
So as we head back to Balatonfenyves, I get to capture and film something that I noticed before, but didn't have a chance to film. There's like an abandoned junction that goes somewhere else, but it's all overgrown. And I'm just going to ask where it goes because I'm curious. So here we are at Balatonfenyves. So then, do we get off then?
Yeah, now we go.
Okay. I need bag anything there.
Here you go.
But this isn't where we started off somehow.
The other side of the station.
I think the track continues in some kind of loop. Shall we go have a look?
Yeah, sure, de
There's another track over there. So there is some kind of loop. So you can see the mainline electric railway there. And then this line continues on over there. And then there's a depot. And then this line is round. So yeah, it's like a triangle. And then reverses again. And then back to where we started. Not even a platform, we just literally get off in a field. Ah, the joys of the slightly pre-developed Hungarian railway. Well, that was fun. A nice birthday day out. But I think we're going to go home now. Bye. And then the train comes here to this side of the triangle. So it's an MK48, number 2013. That is so 2013. Literally. So there we got off, and this is where we got on, and then the line continues over there, and we're just going to watch the train reverse onto the third side of the triangle. I think that line continues, maybe there's another bit of a depot there or something, but I don't know. The train stops here, and behind the train there is the mainline station. Yeah, okay. And here is the mainline station. So that was fun. Here we are on the boat back. We're about to leave. Hopefully we won't sink and drown. But Tihany is not too far away. You could totally build a bridge between them. I don't know. It's probably very expensive. What it's worth. Shut up, Noam. Hello and welcome back. Here we are in Balatonalmádi, the town centre of, the area we're staying in. So we're just kind of wandering around a bit, and then we're going to walk up the hill and see the steam train at the top of the hill, which is quite a sight. It's a very nice town centre, I think. Fountains and parks. Unfortunately, the weather's not so good. So not much anybody can do about that. Back in Budapest, there were floods after the heavy rain yesterday. The Metro 3 was closed, and one of my cousins who's at home, the whole road was with no power, which is very bad indeed. So we were quite lucky actually. There's Almádi bus station. So after a lot of climbing and wandering around and trying to orient ourselves, see if we could find the holiday home we stayed in 2008 up here. Eventually we found it, the lone steam train. Now after having to walk up a huge slope to get here, I suddenly wonder, how did they get this up here? How do you get a massive steam train up from there all the way up here? How would you do it?
Show them how high up it is.
Oh, very high up indeed and quite far from the shore. We were just discussing like people's houses are here. So this is like almost a suburb of holiday homes. But it's a lovely little place. It's like a tunnel. It's a very weird angle to build houses because it's all, you know, on a very steep hill. You can see a great view of the Balaton there. Wow. That is a fantastic view. And this is the other steam train. So there's this one and the one in Chupuk, I think, are the two we know. Where there's just an old steam train that used to run the Balaton branch line, just plopped on a bit of track. The other one is just outside Chupuk station. And welcome back. It is now it's Tuesday, and we were going to go on a sunset cruise yesterday, but because it was raining we couldn't see the sunset. Today, however, it's much nicer and sunnier, and the Balaton is much calmer and less dangerous. So we're going to go on a lovely little sunset cruise. And after some difficulties, we are now embarking on our boat. It's a different boat to what we planned. We're still going to see the sunset from it. And I think we might be the only ones on the boat, which is great. We get it all to ourselves. As in the extended family, I mean. And we are off. Or at least the engine started. We haven't actually started moving yet. You can see there's like these pedalos there. They're like glow up pedalos. We went on a pedalo a couple of days ago, but it was one of those old ones. But these ones have like glowing rings. I don't know. They look quite cool, but they don't have slides, which is the downside. You see them? They're like bugs. They look like scuttlebugs or something.
Valakinél kamerázhatok én? Vagy fényképezhetek?
On the boat, we're kind of circled around here, took lots of pictures of Tihany, and we're now heading back to Balatonfüred. The wind's getting a bit stronger now, that you can see the yellow flare warnings at 45 per minute, which means winds of, is it 30 kilometers per hour? 30 kilometers an hour. And if the yellow flares start lighting up, flashing at 90 times per minute, so more often than 1 second, so you can quite easily tell, then it means that the winds have reached 60 kilometers per hour or more, and it means there's an incoming storm. We've had a storm almost about 4 nights consecutively now. It's hot during the day, and then you have a very violent summer storm with lots of rain, wind and lightning. Great views of the lightning, not so great if you're staying in a tent. Luckily we're in a bungalow this year, but it's not a position you want to be in on a boat, certainly. But luckily we're only still at 45 flashes per minute, so we're all right. Although in fairness, over the past few days it's been quite rainy and miserable. This morning it was pretty miserable, but it lightened up in the afternoon. which made us think to do this, which was a nice idea. Because we got some lovely breathtaking views of the sunset and of Tihan and of the Balaton, and it was a really lovely boat ride, definitely. And we're off our boat now after a lovely boat ride. We're now going to go home because it's night time and we're tired.